Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, my name is Gbemi Abiola, welcome. So today, I have a really exciting video for you guys, and that is, I will be reviewing, showing you swatches, and demoing the brand new Pat McGrath Mothership 9 Huetopian Dream Artistry Palette, and the brand new Intensifies Artistry Wand. This is the latest addition to Pat McGrath collection, the Mothership collection, and a brand new tool makeup item in her line as well. She's never done this before, so I thought I would just get it, show you guys how the palette performs, show you swatches, show you comparisons, just give my final thoughts, all my thoughts on it. So yeah, if you're interested, please keep on watching, and if you're not, please stop right here. It's not worth your time and effort. So if you are not familiar with Pat McGrath, she is mother. She sets the makeup trends, and so she has set another trend. She has come out with a brand new Mothership palette, Mothership 9 Huetopian Dream. This is her latest Mothership release. She has 8 other releases, and each Mothership is a different color story. This is the second artistry palette she has in the Mothership line. The other one is Divine Rose 2, due to the fact that 2 shades in here, as well as a couple shades in Divine Rose 2, are technically pressed pigments. For example, Shockwave and Plum Noir, I will be showing that in the video. Those 2 shades in here are pressed pigments. The cost of this is $125, so standard with your other Motherships. Same tan pan layout, glossy lacquer packaging. Also in this launch, she came out with the Intensifies Eyes Artistry Wand. So this is an artistry wand that's meant to be used with the special shades in her Motherships and in the little Blitz quads. These are meant to make them really intense, very sparkly. That's basically what it's used for. It looks like a clicky pen, and I'll show that. Of course, I'm going to demo that out for you guys. She also really heavily promoted the blushes and the highlighters from her last launch in this collection. I have one on my face right now. I have the shade Electric Bloom on my cheeks because I feel like it'll work really, really well with this palette. So yeah, she just kind of promoted the blushes alongside this launch. You can buy everything separately, or you can buy them as kits. I bought everything in a kit. I got a brand new Fetisheyes mascara, the Intensifies Eye Wand, the palette, as well as a new black coffee eyeliner. So I got everything in a bundle versus separately. It's cheaper to get her stuff in a bundles, and I'm really grateful that she offers things in a bundle because it reduces the price versus buying everything separately, you know? Let's get into the palette. The palette is 10 brand new shades. These shades have never been seen before. These are brand new to her line, so there are no doubles whatsoever. In here you have 3 mattes, you have 3 cream matrix shimmers, and you have the 4 special shades. So you'll have 2 actual shades, 1 005 shade, and a brand new Blitz shade. This Blitz shade, for some reason, is not like the other Blitz shade. It's not in that baked formula. This one has a pan and is different and it's smoother. If you're wondering why my palette's dirty, I did swatches and I'll be showing you guys that a little bit later. When I saw this palette initially, I was just like, this looks very, very, very similar to a lot of her other palettes. So I was excited, but I was kind of like not excited at the same time. But because I'm a Pat stan and because I am a collector, that is why I purchased this palette. So yeah, I'm just gonna demo this out for you, I guess, right now. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm gonna start off by taking this shade right here. This is called Shockwave. It's a beautiful coral. So I'm gonna start by just kind of taking that into my, like this little inner part of my eye right here. I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush, apply that right here. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do earlier, and my lovely friend Nelly, she suggested that I play with Shockwave, Blitz Extreme, and Astral Amethyst Moon. So I guess I'm gonna do that. I'll include swatches of the palette on the screen as I'm working, so you guys can see what it looks like on my skin swatched out. So I'm just gonna pop that here. Next, I'm gonna go into my Pat McGrath Black Smudge Kohl Liner. She doesn't make this anymore. This came with the Dark Star kit. So I'm just gonna throw that on my lids. So this is gonna act as a base for the Blitz Extreme shade. Just gonna buff that out. Because if you add a black base underneath, it's really gonna pop that multi-chrome, and I want you guys to see that color. So I'm just gonna pop that all over my lid and blend it out. Next, I'm gonna go into this shade, which is called Blitz Extreme. You could see the shift. This is kind of like a copper lime green gold shift. It's very different compared to VR Extraterrestrial and Mothership 8. It's like a similar shift, but it's different colors. VR Extraterrestrial is kind of like fuchsia pink, peach, and chartreuse. This is kind of like lime green, gold, and copper. So I'm just gonna plop that all over my eye, over top of that smudge kohl liner. Like, as you could see, the second I put that over that black base, you just see the shift immediately. I'll pop that on. I'm gonna go back into Shockwave, the coral shade, electric coral shade. I'm just gonna reinforce that color where I initially put it on the inner corner of my eye, taking it up into my brow. Also gonna go back in and just use that a little bit just to blend out the edge of Extreme. So now I'm gonna go into the artistry wand, and I'm gonna place that right over the inner corner where I didn't put any product. So this is supposed to make the special shades, your astral shades, the shimmer shades really intense and just blinding, basically. So I took a little bit of that. It feels like you would think it would feel like a balm sort of, but it doesn't really feel like anything. It's very cooling, I have to admit. It is very cooling, but it's like, I thought it would be more slippery and more kind of sticky feeling, but it doesn't really feel like anything. I'm gonna go into Amethyst Moon, Astral Amethyst Moon. So this is one of these sparkly astral shades. I'm just gonna plop that right over where I put down the artistry wand base. I'm gonna take a little bit of my black coffee eyeliner. I'm just gonna run that on my lash line and kind of just smudge it up into Blitz Extreme. Smudge it. You have to work fast with this pencil because it will dry down on you real quick. So I'm just gonna take a smudge brush. Why am I dropping it? smudgy brush and just blend that out. I'm gonna go in with a little bit. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Extreme Plum Noir, and I'm gonna plop that over where I put the black coffee pencil, and then also take that into my crease just a teensy bit. I'm gonna go in with a smaller blending brush and just kind of diffuse that out. I'm gonna go in with the Artistry wand again in the center of my lid, over the top, just in the middle. Just gonna tap that on just a little bit. And then I'm gonna go in with my finger and use Bronze Solaris right here, this color right here. Just gonna tap that on. And then I'm gonna go into Astral Venusian Orchid, which is this shade right here. This is like a pink green flip. I'm just gonna plop that right here. Just gonna plop that right in here. This shade is a little bit chunkier than Astral Moon. Moving on to my lower lash line, I'm going to take the Pat McGrath Extreme Black eyeliner. I'm just going to run this in my waterline. I'm going to go back into Plum Noir and then just run that right over. Gonna run that right over the eyeliner. Then I'm gonna go back into Shockwave just to blend the edge out. Now I'm gonna go into this kind of dusty pink shade right here. This is called Secret Eden. I'm just gonna run that on the very edge of where I put Shockwave down. I just wanna settle that. I just wanna blend that line out, have it be soft. I'm also gonna take it right here on the edge of Shockwave in my inner corner. There, just to soften it, just a teeny bit. For mascara, I'm gonna use my Pat McGrath Fetisheyes mascara. This is a new tube. Thank God. Just gonna wiggle that through my lashes. So now, I almost forgot, I'm gonna highlight my brow bone with the Nude Ecstasy, just a little. Just kind of soften that with my finger. Alright guys, so this is how my face looks, the eyes look right now. So I am going to finish my lips and put my lashes on off camera, and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, so here is the finished look using Huetopian Dream. I am pleasantly surprised that I was able to get this look, because myself and a lot of people were confused as to how it was going to be a colorful palette. It seems very toned down when you look at swatches online, and that was one of the things I was worried about. A lot of people were saying it was going to be like, it's just brown, it's just more neutral browns, but you have to think about it. When Pat creates a palette, it needs to be functional in every single way. Of course, it needs to have some color in there, but it also needs to grab the average neutral consumer at the same time, which this palette does. It's colorful, it's neutral at the same time. I was able to create a look, and it looks awesome. I knew for a fact when I was looking at this palette when I first got it, and Swatches online when they first launched, I knew I had to really play with Shockwave. So that's kind of what I built this look around, that particular shade, and this is what I got. It's awesome. I love how the eyes just kind of blend into the cheek, which kind of flow into the lip. Really, really, really gorgeous shade. I actually had to hand mix this lip so it would match. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised by it. People say it wasn't colorful, but it actually is colorful. The Intensifies Artistry wand, I used it right up in here where Astral Amethyst Moon is. Gorgeous, as well as on the very center of my lid where I placed Bronze Solaris. This is going to change my life forever. I'm used to using Fix Plus or Mehron Mixing Medium, which is normally, I think previously, what Pat McGrath used to use for when she wants to really intensify these special shades. This is going to be so much easier, and it's going to be travel friendly, and I'm really actually happy that she came out with this. It's in a click pen. I still have product on it. It's a click pen, so you just click it up and the product comes out. Not really, it feels like it's a balm consistency. It's a balm consistency, but it doesn't feel like slippery and sticky like a balm. It's kind of like more silicone-y, but it dries down. It's really, really weird. But that's it right there. Let me put Bronze Solaris on top. This is the shade that is not my favorite in this palette. It doesn't perform like the other 00 shades that I own, but as you can see that this is without the Intensifies wand, and this is with the Intensifies wand. You can see that this is quite flaky. You can see that is quite flaky, while this isn't. So this is a game changer. This is a game changer without the mess of Fix Plus, Mehron Mixing Medium. So I'm really, really, really happy about that. Palette blended really well. It applied very nicely. The formulas are still the same consistently. They're consistent across the board for Pat. Very, very happy about that. Guys, this is a neutral and a colorful palette. Like, we said it was gonna be boring, but it's actually not boring. It's beautiful. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous palette. Great addition to the Mothership line, and I'm glad she created these shades. Probably now thinking, okay, we've seen the palette. Does she have similar shades in her line? Like, they look very similar to other things she has in the palette. So in her line, not the palette. So I swatched out as many Pat McGrath shadows from all of her palettes. I went through my entire Pat McGrath collection because I own every single one of her palettes. I went through all of them and I swatched out comparisons for you guys. I will put the comparison chart, the reference chart on the screen so you guys can figure out which palette I am talking from for these. So the chart will be up here as well as in the description bar, the comments down below if you're interested in figuring out which palette I am referring to. The abbreviations to the palettes will be in the comments. So the first category that I have are the Skin Show / Champagne shades. So this is comparing Nude Ecstasy from Mothership 9, which is the Skin Show shade, to all the other Skin Shows from all the other palettes, as well as comparable similar shades from her smaller palettes. From what I can see, from Nude Ecstasy down, so Moonlight Liaison, Eternal Opulence, Celestial, and Platinize, those are all quite similar. To me, Nude Ecstasy very much resembles Eternal Opulence. Celestial is a little bit more yellow, Platinize is a bit more cool, but those 5 are very, 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 very close. The other Skin Show shades, which are the first 6 swatches, which is 1 through 8. Those are all very different. Like, I thought they would all look the same, but they're very, very different compared to Nude Ecstasy. So yeah, but for the most part, you could get a similar vibe, just slight differences. So next up, we have the bronze shades. These are not the 00 shades, the special bronze shades. These are just the plain shimmer bronze shades. So we have all of them. Bronze Desire is in the middle. They are all different. You have different undertones. They're all bronze, but they're all so different. The closest ones that I found are like Bronze Drug, Sable Bronze, and Bronze Eclipse. But even then, when you put those together, they're still very different. Bronze Desire is the most different out of all of them. It's kind of like a coppery bronze, and it's a very interesting color. But for the most part, like, they're all different. It's really weird. I was hoping I was gonna find some dupes within the bronzes, but they're all very different, and they have all very different undertones. The photo may say something, but it's very different to real life. But next up, we have the Bronze 00 shades. These are not the same as the previous bronze shades. These are the special bronze shades that are part of like the Blitz Astral VR section of the palette, the 4 special shades in the palette. None of them are the same. The 2 that are relatively close are Bronze and Bronze Solaris. However, Bronze is more orange, like an orange bronze. Bronze Solaris is more of like a yellow bronze. It's very hard to tell. They look very similar, but they're very different in person. So for the special bronzes, no dupes. Next up, we have the Dusty Pinks. So we have Earthly Delight, Lotus Paradise, Secret Eden, Valoria, and Venusian Orchid. So you're probably confused. Okay, there's Venusian Orchid in this palette. That is Astral Venusian Orchid. This is regular Venusian Orchid. She does this with a couple of the shades. For example, Rose Venus is a Idol single, and then there's VR Rose Venus. There is also, what also is there? There is Rose Fire Nectar, there is VR Fire Nectar, and then there's just Fire Nectar. She repeats names-ish, but then she just makes them into like astrals or VR shades. It's very strange, but so we have these 5 shades. There are no dupes here. They're all very different. Very, very, very different. Lotus Paradise is definitely the peachier one of the bunch. Venusian Orchid's more blue toned. Secret Eden is like a true dusty pink. Earthly Delight is like a dusty pink brown. So yeah, they're all very different. And then Valoria is like a lavender, like gray purple. So they're all very, very different. Next up, we have the bright pinks / corals. There are no dupes here. Temptation is more of a blue pink. Naked Blush is kind of like a more orangey peach. It's more of an orangey peach. Shockwave is just straight coral. Just coral. It's like that. It's not pink, but it's not orange. It's like straight coral. And then Peach Dusk is more of like a pinkier coral. It kind of resembles Electric Bloom a little bit, but a bit peachier versus pink. Next up, we have the berries section. So there are very similar colors in here. However, none of them are dupes. With Cosmic Bloom, you could probably get away with using Lotus Lux as a replacement. However, Lotus Lux is definitely more red, while Cosmic Bloom is more pink and it's lighter. The kind of like purpley berry shades, they don't really resemble it. Life on Mars and Moon Phase. Life on Mars is a bit more rose gold, while Moon Phase is a little bit copper. But for the most part, none of them really resemble each other. You can use them as a replacement to get a vibe, similar vibe, but they're not exactly the same. Next up, we have the like pink astral VR Blitz shades. So we have Pink Moon, Rose Orchid, Rose Gold, Astral Venetian Orchid. This is not regular Venetian Orchid. This is the Astral version. VR Pink, VR Rose Venus, Rose Fire Nectar, VR Fire Nectar. So there are no dupes here, and I was very surprised. Yeah, there are no dupes. You can see they all are different. They all shift different. I was very surprised. So yeah, no dupes. Astral Venetian Orchid, people were saying it was very similar to Fire Opal. It's not like Fire Opal whatsoever. Fire Opal is green. This is not green. This is pink but has like a green shift. Fire Opal is green and has a lavender shift. So again, there's just no dupes here. Next up, we have the purples. So I don't know what's pulling purple on your screen. On me, it's pulling purple, but more blue purple, kind of like indigo-y for this category. So Astral Amethyst Moon is in the center. Yeah, there aren't really any dupes here. They're all different finishes and colors. The two that are like relatively close are Violet Void and Synthetica. But for the most part, they're all different finishes and formulas. Amethyst Moon and VR Violet, when I saw them, I was like, oh, like these would be beautiful like together and separately. I thought those would be similar, but they're not similar.
Hey everybody, Editing Bems here. So I actually forgot 2 swatches in this purple section. I forgot Blitz Amethyst from Mothership 3, as well as Purple Rain from the Mothership Mini La Vie en Rose palette. I apologize for that, but I did compare them afterwards, and I'm just letting you know, no dupes compared to Amethyst Moon. Blitz Amethyst takes on a similar vibe to Electron and VR Violet. However, it's darker. So just making you guys aware.
Same with Electron.
Okay, moving on.
They're kind of on the same wavelength as VR Violet. VR Violet and Electron are on the same wavelength as Amethyst Moon, Astral Amethyst Moon, but they're not there. So, next up we have VR Sexual Terrestrial and Blitz Extreme. You guys can probably see the shifts are different. They're very, 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 very different. So, as you can see, VR Sexual Terrestrial, you have that peach, fuchsia, and chartreuse shift. Blitz Extreme, you have like a coppery, gold, and lime green shift. So, they're similar shift patterns, but they shift differently. It's very strange. Also, the formulas are completely different. VR Sexual Terrestrial is that baked formula, while Blitz Extreme, it feels like a traditional multi-chrome and it's smoother. So that's the difference between the two. The last but not least, we have the brown section, which is comparing Extreme Plum Noir to all the other similar browns that I could find that were kind of like on that reddish plum brown scale. I didn't want to swatch all the browns because a lot of them were very either straight neutral or cool browns, so I just really wanted to stick with similar browns here. So none of them are dupes. However, the closest one to Extreme Plum Noir is After Dusk, and that's in the Voyeuristic Vixen palette. However, the undertones are a bit different. Extreme Plum Noir is more of a plummy brown, and then After Dusk is a bit more of a red brown. But you guys can still get the same vibe from it. So if you have After Dusk from Voyeuristic Vixen, Plum Noir, it's a good substitute for Plum Noir. Extreme Burgundy is definitely burgundy. It's not brown. It doesn't have brown or plum in there. Dark Paradise and Disobedient. Dark Paradise is definitely like a dark brown, but has a slight plum undertone. Disobedience more of a neutral brown. Major Mahogany is like a mahogany brown, but has like a strong like burgundy undertone, but not quite burgundy as extreme burgundy, and extreme mahogany is just like a straight neutral brown. Those are all the comparisons that I have. So you have similar vibes in her palette, just nothing is the same. So obviously you can dupe out the vibes, but they're not exact. So my final thoughts on the Mothership 9 Huetopian Dreams palette. This palette I was very surprised by, because when I saw it, I thought it was not going to be a colorful palette. With the packaging, she was teasing that it was going to be a colorful palette. And I was like, okay, I'm excited. And then when I saw this, I was disappointed, but not disappointed. But now that I actually have it on, I'm very, very surprised, because it is a colorful palette. However, it's like a wearable version of a colorful palette that everybody can use. It's not like bright, screaming neon colors. And I appreciate her for this. I was able to create this look. Didn't really have any issues blending. I think the two most unique shades in this palette are Shockwave. Yeah, definitely Shockwave, because when I saw that coral, I was like, oh, that's a beautiful coral. And that is actually what I was expecting Electric Bloom to be. It's not too orange and it's not too pink. It's like the perfect balance. And then Astral Venusian Orchid, this shade, it's like a pink with a chartreuse sparkle to it. That's very unique compared to the other Astral shades. That's a very, very unique shade. Other 8 shades you can definitely dupe out with the other pad shades that I showed you. But yeah, they're all similar, but they're not the same. It's very strange. If you don't think you need this, don't get it. If you're a pack collector like me, you know what I'm about to say. I'm gonna say get it. I'm just gonna say get it. So yeah, you can definitely get similar vibes within your pack collection. So if you want it, get it. If you don't want it, don't get it. The Intensifies Artistry Wand. This is a game changer for sure. I will be using it in future videos. I think it's very handy, travel friendly, easy to use. It doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't feel super slippery. It grips the color very well. So yeah, I'm very, very, very happy with this. So I think there is a very good balance in here. It satisfies the people who want color, who enjoy color, but also satisfies the more neutral lovers who may want to dabble in color a little bit. So there's something for everybody in this palette. Let me run over the prices again real fast. So the palette individually is $125. The Artistry Wand is $32. And then she also has sets. I bought the Dream and Define kit, which was $180. So it came with the palette, the Artistry Wand, the Fetisheyes mascara, and a black coffee pencil. She does also have other bundles with glosses, highlighters, blushes. So you can pick whichever kit you want. You can pick individually which you want to purchase as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think of the look. Let me know, will you be picking up the palette? Will you not pick it up and say you'll just dupe it out with the rest of your pack collection? Let me know if you want to see other looks using the palette. Just leave comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. All the information that I used on my face, all the product information will be in the description bar down below. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram and Twitter at Gbemi Abiola. That's where you can find me at both of those places. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I will see you on my next video. Bye guys.